Welcome back to Romantasy Chaos HQ, the pod. We are Avery and Xavier Harleston, healthcare professionals by day, romantasy theorists, and aspiring authors by night. Today we are covering the epigraph from Fourth Wing, chapter 36. This is your warning. There will be spoilers for the entire Empyrean series. If you have not read all three books, it may be time to turn back. We are not rated E for everyone. Xavier has a degree in cussing and is not afraid to use it. And we will discuss any and all adult topics covered in these books. We like a challenge, so we tackle each epigraph without prepping, placing it into the context of the whole series, not just the chapter or book it's tied to. But you don't have to take it cold. So here is our post-recording one-sentence summary of the chapter. Violet, Xaden, and crew team up with the Griffin Flyers to defend the civilians of Ressin against the Venin and Wyvern in a battle Melgren can't see because of the rebellion relics. But it's not without a cost, as Soleil and Fuel are lost, Day is killed, and Liam follows his dragon to meet Malik. There are 6 minutes on the clock in Fourth Wing lore as devastating as losing Liam. So don't blink, don't scroll, don't let Taryn distract you. We have 360 seconds to blow your minds.
Go.
For there, in the land beyond the shadows, were monsters that dwelled in the night and dined on the souls of children who wandered too close to the woods. The wyvern's cry, the fables of the Baron.
Okay, let's just take a minute, because no, there's nothing as devastating in Fourth Wing as the loss of Liam.
Yet. The lore hasn't gotten to book 4 yet.
I just meant in Fourth Wing.
Okay, fine.
No,
yes.
yes.
No, I agree about that.
Yeah, it's going to get worse in Empyrean. This was just setting up foreshadowing of how bad Rebecca Yarros is going to mess us up. And
And then I'm so happy that she did. What a compliment.
This is why I have not read the last letter and probably never will.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure I'm going to watch the movie.
Okay. Well.
Anyway, on to topic. So the wyverns cry, and this mythos of the Venin of at such a mythological perspective that of course it's a fable, that it's a Baba Yaga tale. Like, I mean, like it is trying really hard, and I guess succeeding, to set the Venin up as can't possibly be real.
Well, I don't know if it's trying to say the Venin can't possibly be real, but more like that they're metaphorical. They are not literal. They are representative of other evils in the world. And frankly, the quote that we get here doesn't actually make clear that the monsters that dwelled in the night and dined on the souls of children who wandered too close to the woods would be the wyvern or the venin. It doesn't actually make clear who those monsters are. It is an assumption that we as readers jump to, but with everything that we can say about Rebecca Yarros and her writing style in the series, I think jumping to that conclusion is not necessarily benefiting us.
So are you suggesting that this might be a true metaphorical of like actually who the really bad guys are, and that the woods might not be the woods, and this is just like if you get too close to evil?
I mean, I just think like Violet says that the fables are all about how power corrupts. And there was that one epigraph from the Book of Brennan where he was talking about that first rush of power basically can become addictive, right? So if power corrupts, and we know in the future, Jack even talks about how the dragons are the villains, and that the monsters, it it can people can be corrupted by power without being the quote unquote like bad guys. Like, I think it's Aiden even says you can start out on the right side of the war and end up on the wrong one, right? On the wrong side. Like, if power is the thing that's corrupting, then monsters are people with power, regardless of where that power comes from, which could be, which could be why Arik never wants to be king. He says he will dismantle the family business before he joins it because he understands the corrupting nature of power. Mm, okay.
Well, the monarchy and the influence of power has a long history of badness. Uh,
Well, and like the modern equivalent would be because even in most places in the world, we don't have monarchy, we don't have absolute power. The places that we do, we recognize as fairly evil, right? Like, but the modern equivalent would be also like the gajillionaires who have private islands and
do bad things on those private islands.
terrible, unthinkable things because dollars equate to power and power is corrupting. Okay.
So,
Hmm.
do you think that the fable of the Baron is a coded history, or is really more a symbolic fable? And I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you also think that Asher wrote it? Because we all know my opinion on it.
Okay. I think based on how she describes the age of the book, it has to be older than something Asher could have created because she has, like in Onyx, she gets Asher's journals from like his very youngest, from I think maybe, maybe not as far back as when he was a cadet, but from very soon after he graduated. And he started doing these travels. We know how old those journals are. This book is clearly older than those.
So,
So
so it rewrite. So it predates the rewriting of the archives.
it's very, I, I suspect that it was written at the time when the decision was made to erase history by people who remember the original history and were trying to preserve some of those lessons and teach them to others. So I suspect it goes back at least 450 years. That is our time. Let us know in the comments. Did we blow your mind? Don't forget to check out more theories over on Instagram. And remember, we love you. Stay out of the clouds, off the ice, and come back to us. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Remember, lore lovers, fantasy fanatics, and good girls, like, rate, review, subscribe, and share.